Hello everyone, this is Kim. I'm back with tag number 21, and this one is just a little bit different. We have some squares that are in your kit for your little trees that we're going to make into triangles. We have a little bit of burlap with lace. We have our number. We have some pearls, half pearls, and then we have a whale tail topper for the top, and then some lace. And then I actually used a piece of the sari silk that we ripped in two previously for this to tie this on. So I just punched a hole in the corner and tied it on that way. So actually I am missing my paper, my backing for my tag. I'm not sure why. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do all that we can do on the video aside from just layering everything on. So you may have some tiny half pearl beads in your bag. This was all part of a bigger set of beads, and we have beads everywhere. So if you want to try to get them on, by all means go ahead, but they're super tiny. So this is our topper for this one. It's double-sided, so you can choose whichever side you want to use. I'm going to use this side actually, and I won't have the embossed paper, but I might actually be able to come up with another piece of paper to make the tag out of. Bear with me for one quick second. Let me see if I can locate some paper. Okay, so this paper won't be embossed, but I think we can make it work. So let me just cut this really quickly, and we'll go ahead and use this. I don't think we use this in on any of the tags that we have in the kit, but we will improvise. So I have this little guillotine cutter, and we'll just give this a quick cut. And I think I want more of the words than the flowers on this. And that will work out just fine. Now for the tag top, basically what I did was I had a gift card from Hobby Lobby at some point for Christmas. I think my husband gave it to me last year. And so I just cut a template so they're all the same. Alright, onward and upward. Okay, so let's get all this in frame again. Alright, so basically what we want to do is look at the size of our little triangle. So we have 1 3/4. So basically we just want to go middle of the road here, and I'm just going to make one template, and then I'll use that for the other two trees and try to get somewhere in the middle. Actually right there, it's more middle. Okay, and then we'll just go from the bottom up to the mark that we made at the top and get our triangle. Let's see, that's the best way to see that in camera. that'll work. Again, we're going to use our pop-up dots on these little trees. Or one of them, actually the center one. The other ones are just glued. So there's our first one. And we'll just use this one to make a template. Oh, sorry, we'll use this one as our template. I like this little tag. I think it's pretty cute. I think all of them are cute. Ginger and I were trying to decide which one we like the best. And it's kind of hard for me to pick. Alright, so there's our 3 trees. So the first thing we're going to want to do, excuse me, is get our burlap down. That's kind of our base for the trees. So a good way to tell how high you need to go up is just to put your material or whatever you're using beside it, and that kind of gives you a good guide of how far up you need to go on your paper. And I'm going to go kind of middle. I think that it's needs a little straightening up on both sides. So I'll just go middle, and then I can straighten that up once that dries. Give that a little more glue. Alright, while that is drying, we need to decide what tree is going to go where. So we have the same paper. And I think I actually like the layout that I have with this tree in the middle. So the green one, or whichever one you want to put in the middle, that's the one you're going to need to use your little dots on. So I'm going to cut up a little bit more of my squares. You can just pull off your pop-up dots, and those will be perfect for that. If you hear background noise, I apologize. We are having a lot of wind today, and I have a flag that's attached to my building, my little cottage, and it is wreaking havoc on it. Let's see, what's the best way to get this on here? Okay, so we'll go ahead and glue down our first 2 trees on each side. I'm just going to go right to the bottom, or to the top of that burlap lace, and over to the edge, the left edge of the paper with that first one. And then the second one, I'm going to do the same thing, but on the opposite side. I can hold on to my paper. Ooh. This doesn't show up as much on this paper, but I think it'll be fine. Since I couldn't find my, I don't know what happened to my other piece of paper. I'm sure I'll find it when I get this done. Now for the middle tree, you just basically peel off your pop-up dot, the cover for your pop-up dot, and then we're going to put that just a little higher than the other two and kind of center it. So kind of like this, just to give some dimension. And to make sure the point is as straight as possible. Alright. This should be dry, so I think I can go ahead and cut off the excess of the burlap. It does have wire on the edge, so it may be a little tougher to cut. I got my tree over to the edge a little too close, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. Alright. Now for the half pearls. Actually, let's go ahead and do the top piece of this. Well, guys, oh, there it is. I couldn't find my whale tail punch or topper. I think I'll go with that side. I like that. Alright, we'll get this on in the middle. They don't make these punches anymore, but I can tell you that I love the one I have. I paid pretty good price for it, but I do like it. And I'm going to turn this around so I can see if I'm getting it semi-center. Alright. And then for this one, I just punched a hole and then put the reinforcements to the side of the whale tail punch. Definitely want to reinforce this with the lace and then a bow. Again, I took the Sari Silk extra piece that I had from the other tag where we split that in the middle. If you did that, if you didn't do that, you can take just any kind of extra piece of material that you had left over from any of the tags, or if you have a scrap piece laying around. I have an extra piece of this gold, which I think will work well. I don't know if I can make it any smaller, but we'll make it work. Alright, so we'll run the lace. I'm going to fold that over because it's pretty thick, and then just run that lace through that punch. Now, if you want to use all of it, you can. If you don't, and you want that smaller and you want to put the lace around it, you can do that. If you want to run a piece of thin ribbon through here, you can weave that in and out because there's openings there. That would be cute to do. If you have a tiny attacher, you could basically just staple it if you want to do that. So I think I'm going to make it about that tall. Cut off the excess. And of course, I'll put that in my scrap basket. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of this and try and tie it around it. Let me cut that off a little bit. If you have an extra set of hands, that might be helpful. Otherwise, you can just fiddle with it a little bit. I don't have a tiny attacher, but I probably would use that on here if I did. Or if you ran some thin ribbon down through that the lace, you could actually use a piece of that to tie around it. You can make a bow, or you can just leave it dangling. Not wanting to go, guys. All this wind we're having, I guess, is blowing off all the leftover leaves. Okay, that does not want to go. This is fairly stiff material, so let's figure out if we just want to leave that hanging. Or maybe cut it just a little bit more. I'm going to give it one more try. I am not a quitter on this. Come on. It's personal at this point, right? Okay, well, I'm going to leave it just like that for now. And I'll go back and get that straightened up after a bit. So you don't have to wait on me to fight with that piece of ribbon. Alright, so let's go ahead and work on getting our dots, our pearls on. So just put a little dot of glue either on the pearl, or you can put it on the paper where you want the dot to be. I actually think putting it on these bigger pearls, if you had the bigger ones, it might be easier to put it on the pearl and then stick the pearl to the paper. We'll see. We've got a few more to go. Oh, goodness. Well, that was kind of messy. So the paper that you have should be embossed paper, and it's embossed with circles, which kind of gave us the idea to use the pearls on there. Then I have a smaller half pearl. And one more big half pearl. Whoops. So again, you want to be extra cautious if you're working around your pets or with small children, just to make sure they don't get hold of any of these little pieces. Alright, well, that wasn't too bad. I actually like that little, not really a bow, but I kind of like it. And then we'll put our number on. This one's going to go to the left. Give that just a minute to dry. You can put your pearls on your tree if you want to. You can add, anything additional if you have it and want to use it. You can do that with your trees. Oh, well, that kind of worked out. I had holly and holly. So it actually worked out. So this tag, if you were hanging it, would actually hang kind of sideways on a tree or whatever you're hanging it on. If you have a photo holder and you want to hang them on that, then you can do that as well. So there is tag 21. Very cute. All right, on to tag number 22. This one is got quite a bit of stuff going on, and I did not put this on straight, and I want to get it turned around. So I went from that side. Let's see, let me flip this over. See if I can get it on straight this way. I want the charm to show. Ah, voila. There we go. All right, so we had 21 on the left. Now we need 22. It's going to be on the right. So let's go ahead and put that on this one. Again, when I was making the example, I didn't have my numbers with me. Wasn't sure exactly even if I had them, which side was going on which, because I left the previous tag in my cottage and went to the house to work on these. So I figured I might be safer to wait. Oh my goodness, we're getting close to having these done. Now the lace that we have, we actually have a little piece of ribbon if you want to use that for decoration. We have a piece of yarn, and you can do that yarn however you want to. Excuse me, I dropped my pen from my glue. Sorry. So the first thing we're going to do, like always, is go ahead and punch the hole in the top. Put our hole reinforcements in. This one is embossed only on half of it because we have these on the other side, and they would not like to stick to embossed paper. So you have two bags. You have one with your 3 circles, your 3 stickers, one with your yarn, lace, a piece of ribbon, a bulb pin, and a charm. Then you also have your number. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this number down so it can be good and adhered when we get ready for it. And for this ribbon, because it has a hole in it, you could just put it up towards the top and just kind of run your yarn through it, because as you can see, there's enough room there that you can kind of lay that over the punched hole that we have, and it'll be fine to go through both. So we'll go ahead and get that down, and I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on that. And again, whoops, sorry. We're going to just pull that down a little bit so we kind of see how far over we need to go. I'm knocking and banging today. And the wind is kicking up again, so you'll hear my flag, I'm sure. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead, well, actually I better give that a little minute to dry. But I can go ahead and put my little charm on my bulb pin. and you want to make the side that you want to see, you want to put that where it's facing you. So when you put it through, it'll dangle this way. So I'm just going to leave that open because we'll have to put it back through the yarn anyway. If you want to use this to tie around your yarn, you can do that. Or if you want to use it on any other part of the tag, you're welcome to do that also. Now these are self-sticking, self-adhesive, but I am going to go ahead and put some more glue on them. You should have gotten 3 different stickers. At whatever point, we kind of came down to 2 Santas and 1 of something else, so we kept those to use as our examples. So I would definitely recommend putting some additional glue on the back. And I'm going to use the art glitter. I think any glue would work fine. And you can just space them out. Good grief. Oh my goodness. You can space them out however you want to on your tag. We could do a whole lot more embellishing, and I would do that. We have so many tags to do though for the December daily or December journaling. Some of the videos are a little longer than others, so. But again, we could take a lot more time. I'm not sure how much time everybody has to do it, so the idea was to, you know, be able to do them in 15 minutes or so because of the number. Okay, now that will flatten out because it was embossed. It is not exactly flat, but it will flatten out. So we just have to give that a little time. You can unravel this yarn if you want to, or you can just leave it like it is. It will eventually ravel out. It's wound. I think it's a Lion Brand Homespun, I believe. It's bulky. It's really good to use to make Afghans if you want to make an Afghan, crochet an Afghan with it. It's very forgiving. I'm going to go ahead before I close that and give that a little trim at the top. I like this yarn though. It's really soft to work with. Then we want to put our little ball pin through with our charm. And get our number put over here on the right. And you might want to give that just a minute with that embossing so it makes sure it sticks well. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and unravel this one just to see what it looks like so you can kind of get an idea if you want to do that before you do it to see if you like it or not. or if you prefer the neater look where it's still wound. Unless you tie it at a knot at the top, though, it may unwind, it may unravel. So just a tip on that. Okay. So there is one that is wound and one that is unwound, just to give you an idea of what they look like that way. So what do you think? Wound or unwound? Let's pull that down a little bit. I think I like it either way. We got that just a little bit. We could unwind that just a little bit more. And maybe trim the top a little bit. That would be cute to use for something else. Don't throw away your scraps. You can use them again for some other reason. Okay, so wound and unwound and then trimmed a little at the top. So there is tag 22, and we will move on to tag 23. 23 is going to require your pop-up dots, so you might want to get those handy again. Give me just a second to get organized here, and I'll be right back. Okay, 23. So 22 was on the right, so 23 needs to be on the left. And I'm not remembering to close my glue. We are busy. We do not have time to worry about those trivial things until we can't get it to work. Then we'll think about it. So we'll do this one, and then we'll come back on another video with 24 and 25. Alright, so in this kit you'll have your centerpiece, you will have your number. This one was actually torn, so I made a boo-boo. The only one that we got that was actually not a circle. That was my fault. Alright, and we have a piece of trim at the bottom, or for the bottom, and you can place this anywhere you want to place it. Then we have in a baggie our Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We have a piece of red tulle that we put in with the topper, a piece of lace to go across the bottom on that little piece of trim, and then cream eyelash trim to go with that. So this one won't take very long to make either, but a lot of fun. So let me move some of these pieces out of the way. Alright, first things first, right? Punch a hole in the top or the side, if you're doing it on the side. I've done a few like that. They're kind of cute, other than the one we did on camera. Hole reinforcements. Make sure you have your pop-up dots ready. Then the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put this little piece of trim at the bottom, or wherever you choose to put it. I'm amazed at some of the crafters that can keep the glue straight on the paper when they're putting the glue down. It just looks so simple. It is not simple for me. I always get extra glue. And we'll cut off the extra. Now that little piece I probably won't keep. It's pretty small. Again, we didn't have much waste as far as that goes. When making the tags. Which is good. I need to take a baby wipe to my glue bottle. I can't tell if that's straight. I'm going to raise that up just a little bit. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, and then we have these, the words. I want to cut around them just a little bit. I don't want the white on there. Because there's not white all the way around it, so I'm going to cut that extra off. And then the same for this one. And then this does have white on it, but I'm just going to leave it and do some inking. If you don't want to ink and you'd rather cut that off, then feel free to do so. But it kind of blends in with the color of the background color. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that piece on. Center and center as much as possible. But I had that off center. And I may okay, so we have that. Let me get another one of my squares. And we have that. So I'm still going to need one more piece. So I want my Merry Christmas at the top. If you want to put that in a different spot, then you are welcome to do that. was funny. I had my husband looking for those little pop-up dots in Walmart, and we were FaceTiming. He was trying to locate them in the store, and finally I had to send a picture of saying, no, this is what I'm looking for. And needless to say, by that time he was frustrated because he couldn't find them. So, but he tried. That's the important thing. He tried. So we settled on the squares. But I do appreciate him trying. He was doing some shopping for me one day at Hobby Lobby. I was looking for some material. I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't want to get out. And so he ran into Hobby Lobby for me to get the material I needed and was FaceTiming me there. And a lady said, "You're a good husband. You're a keeper." So I guess she knew what he was trying to do. So he was trying to show me all the different options that were on the shelf. And I kept saying, no, let's look at that one. Let's move back up. And she could hear me on the phone, and she could hear his, our conversation. It was funny. So if you have one that'll do that, then apparently that's a keeper, according to that lady. So you can either go same direction or you can do opposite directions. I actually like same direction, same diagonal. So on this one I'm going to do that. We'll go ahead and put our topper on. This one's cute. I like this paper. It's funny that I like a little something about every one of them. Something different, but I like all the tags that we have. I really am enjoying making them. I hope you are as well. We'll give that a second to dry. While we're doing that, we'll go ahead and put these two pieces together. So basically I just folded it over, kind of centered it just to give it a little color. We tried to use as many options for toppers as possible. We wanted to give them fluff. Uh-oh, I didn't glue that down. We wanted to give them fluff, so we had to think of, something that was really going to make the difference on them. And I'll show you why once we get them all done, why we wanted to do that. Hopefully that doesn't move until I get this, while I'm trying to get this in. Awesome. All right. There is tag number 23. So we have a couple more to go. I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this video, and I hope you have a blessed day. I'll be back soon with tags 24 and 25. Thank you so much.